I should get like an April O'Neil sex doll. Because I'm an adult now, I should get adult toys.
Are you talking about the Ninja Turtles character or the actual porn star?
I prefer the Ninja Turtles character from the first movie.
I don't know why you're so into her.
Love her.
I don't think that she's that attractive.
She's hot in Armageddon, too.
Who is she in Armageddon?
She's just one of the dudes' ex-wives.
Oh, she's one of the dudes?
No.
Did she transition?
She's like a ex-beated wife who has a restraining order on one of the sweet dudes.
Wait, one of the heroes in Armageddon is a domestic abuser?
Yeah, he like comes over because he's like, hey, I'm going into space. And she's like, you're not supposed to be here. I have an restraining order against you. Get the fuck away from me. And he's like, okay, cool. And he leaves.
Michael Bay definitely knows how to make heroes.
Yeah. Accurate heroes, at least.
That's probably the most realistic thing about that entire movie.
Everything's realistic in that movie.
Literally nothing about that movie is realistic.
They do have oil rigs.
Okay, so oil rigs exist.
It's on planet Earth.
Space exists. Earth
men
exists.
And women in it.
There are men and women. Liv Tyler is indeed a real person. I've never been into Liv Tyler.
What?
Ever.
Who would you rather fuck, Liv Tyler or Ben Affleck?
Is Michael Clark Duncan an option?
Who's that?
The big black dude?
Yes.
Okay, Michael Clark Duncan.
Iconoblast. We put the past on blast. Hit them with the truth, with things you never knew. Nobody is safe, no thing to place. Got Joel and Coop with history in your face. Iconoblast.
Welcome to the Iconoblast podcast, the show that takes a look behind the public facades of famous icons to show you why you can never take anything at face value. You see how disinterested in doing the intro I am just by being in this different room?
Yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, we're in a different room.
Yeah, we are in what is
the conman set.
Lovingly known. Well, that's
AKA
the rape room.
Yeah, the rape room.
So we're in the rape room, which is
and we have a couple people watching us.
Oh yeah, that's
going to get raped as soon as
after
the
show.
Up.
Shh, it's going to be a surprise.
He just looked at me with sexy eyes.
Is it still rape if you expect it?
Yes.
Okay, so never mind. Yeah, you guys can know what's happening. Actually, one of the people that we have in the room is the one and only David Klein, who was on the episode that we're releasing.
Premiered on Wednesday. Yeah.
So I'm having one of those days where my brain just isn't working right. So I'm tired, which is surprising because I slept really, really fucking well last night.
On a ghost bed.
Because I slept on my ghost bed. I finally got my new ghost bed moved into the apartment, and it was awesome. And I didn't realize how fucking great those adjustable bases are until I had the opportunity and sit there and play with one. You don't like it?
No, for you specifically. You're never going to leave the bed now.
Why do you think I'm grumpy?
The only setups you do is getting out of bed and we go back to bed.
I want to be recording from my ghost bed right now.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to be. It might sound better, though. Voice might get deeper when you're laying down.
It would get slowly quieter, and then it would just be a bunch of snoring. But yeah, holy shit, that bed is so comfortable, and I had a lot of fun playing with the adjustable base.
I know you did. You really, really did.
Wait, I'm not.
When I helped you move that bed in.
Oh God,
you had a fucking blast with that adjustable base. Why don't you tell us all what happened?
Yeah, so the adjustable base, I've got the king size ghost bed, so that means that you need two adjustable bases side by side, which I think is kind of cool because they actually connect together and they pair and they work in unison.
That's tight.
So we were moving those into my apartment yesterday, and I took a little stumble.
Well,
and
we were carrying them out we were carrying them out one at a time from the office with two people. And then you got a wild hair and just picked one entire adjustable base up by yourself. And right as it happened, I was like, oh, wow, you're going for it, dude. And then there you went. Like a beautiful angel.
Stubbed my toe on a tiny little crack on the sidewalk. And
I was more concerned. Your hands down.
Well, I was more concerned about breaking the fucking adjustable base.
You didn't let go.
I didn't want to break it when I just got it.
Your chest hit first before your feet too. Like it wasn't like a casual stumble. It was like a pro wrestler dive. It was good.
Yeah,
your hair shook everywhere and it fucked your hair up. I thought you were hurt. I was like, oh fuck.
That's the part that I was the most upset about, is that it messed up my hair, because I had just combed my hair like an hour before that.
You're old and frail now, so when you fell, I was like, oh no, this could be really bad. Like I thought you broke something for sure.
As soon as I started going down, I was just like, this is it. Here I come, Dad. I'll see you soon.
It was incredible. It's been stuck in my head. You know that I'm a big fan of falling.
Of me getting hurt and or embarrassed?
Well,
Yes.
I don't want you to get
I'm
hurt.
aware of that.
First thing I said was, "Are you okay?" And when you said yes, I started laughing.
I thought you were laughing while you were asking if I was okay. It's
Maybe.
all a blur to me.
It
So I
happened
think
so
I did
fast.
get a bit of a traumatic brain injury from it.
My favorite thing to do when I'm drunk by myself is to watch YouTube videos of people falling.
That
So-
seems a little sociopathic to me.
Done it my whole life since
Is
YouTube
it
first started.
Well, no, I
it's
remember
usually
that
overweight
as-
people. I specifically search fat people falling. It's great stuff.
This is what you masturbate to?
No, well, it's like the pre.
That's what gets you in the mood,
Yeah.
and then you switch over to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles porn.
So what are we talking about today, Coop?
Today, you convinced me to do
Another one of these
special episodes where you did the research and writing, and I have to read it sight unseen.
Like it's you.
I have to commit to it and read it like it is me actually.
Yeah. And this is the only time you get to say anything about it. Once we start, there's no
turning back.
There's no turning back. You're in character for the next hour.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm hoping it's slightly less embarrassing than the last one, but I doubt it will be.
I picked on you way less because I'm working on part 2 of the Mayhem series thing.
Which was supposed to be the episode that
But
we
I
did
got way
today.
too excited about this just because I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
I'll tell you why in the show. There's a big reveal coming. But the other show you have to do that I wrote, the Mayhem one, is way worse. I picked on you so much that I felt bad while writing it.
Then why did you do it?
That's why I had to write something else, and I need time to think if I'm really gonna make you say all those things.
Wait, so part 2 of Mayhem is worse than the first one?
Yeah, because I felt like I didn't go hard enough on the first one.
Is it like one of your goals to?
Well, that's the whole like weird mental journey I'm on right now. Because that's what I thought. After I read it, I'm like, well, the fuck, Joel? Is your goal just to embarrass your best friend? And a part of me is like, yes. And a part of me is like, no. You should make him cool. So now I'm in trouble. Hey, my life's complicated, too.
Yeah, apparently.
You're supposed to pick on your friends.
So I'm still getting used to reading the notes off of the computer. It feels
I can't believe you did it again.
awkward. Well, today I was in a hurry because I didn't know we were going to have to do
all
an
this
emergency
bullshit.
setup in a different room.
Are you increasing the font size so you can read it?
No. A little.
It's okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump into this shit. So I just want to say once again, this is an episode that Joel wrote, and I am reading it as though it is an episode I wrote, and I have to commit to it and stay in character for the entirety of the episode. Mm-hmm. Possibly the most important episode we have ever done. Possibly the second most important question ever asked besides the meaning of life. Possibly the greatest historical artifact in the history of mankind. Is the Holy Grail real? Who has it? Who used it? We will answer none and all of these questions on this very special episode of the Iconoblast podcast and the quest for the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
It's weird. I normally don't give episode titles like within the
extra titles?
Yeah, within the body of
feeling
the
spicy.
episode. Yeah, I must have been by myself drunk and
You
having a
love
good
the
time
Holy
writing this
Grail.
one. I do love Monty Python and the Holy Grail. This magical, fantastical, biblonical cup of Christ, the Holy Grail has mystified and magistified historians from around the world. Artists, painters, sculpturers, artists, painters, sculpturers, archaeologists, and even Nazis have been obsessed with the little cup of joy and its powers for years. But what exactly is it? They say the Holy Grail was the cup Jesus used at the famous Last Supper party, and man was it a banger. Everyone was shit-faced. Later, for many reasons, Jesus ends up crucified on a cross, and his homeboy Joseph of Arimathea uses the same cup to capture some of Jesus' blood. It's like the first ever menstrual cup.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, a Roman soldier stabbed Jesus in the guts with a spear or something also. His name was Longinus.
The Roman?
Yeah, his name was, Allegedly,
Longinus?
his name was Longinus, and
What did he do?
he penetrated Jesus with his spear.
Nothing else? That's all we know about that guy?
I don't know anything else about him. He was kind of a one-hit wonder.
Was he a dickhead? Like, did he stab him for a reason? Because Jesus wasn't dying?
He stabbed Jesus.
How many years was he on the cross?
Jesus was on the cross for like a day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I knew that.
I don't know. Depending on who you ask, he may not have existed at all, or I think.
Did I not ever show you that Buff Jesus cartoon from back in the day? It was like 2003 or 4.
Jesus always looks ripped.
But like super over the top mega buff.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They put him on the cross, and he's there for like years.
And he's making
totally
fun of
fine.
him for the size of nails that they're using, and he just flexes, and the nails pop out. Yeah,
it's good stuff. I wish I could remember what it was called.
It was some Australian company. I know the one you're talking about because they've got a lot of funny shit. But the way that they do it, it's not actually like an animation. It's paper cutouts that
it's like
they're moving in real time.
It's like it's South Park, but not faked like they do now.
Well, it's like live action South Park because it wasn't even.
Oh yeah, it's like puppetry with paper.
Yeah, they have paper cutouts that they pretty much made into puppets. A lot of artists have depicted the Holy Grail as this beautiful gem-encrusted, gold filigree masterpiece of a cup, but many believe it would have just been made of some simple wood. Hence thereof, because thy Lord Jesus Christ of Nazareth was just a carpenter.
Bible talk. I don't understand it.
Oh, God. Dr. Henry Jones, an archaeologist and philosopher, was obsessed with finding the Holy Grail for his entire adult life. And I quote, "The penitent man will pass." The first mention of the Cup of Christ appears in an incomplete poem titled The Story of the Grail. Historians believe this piece was written somewhere between 1180 and 1191, but said Grail within these scriptures reveal no holy or mythologically fantastical properties. But why was the poem unfinished? Did these unfinished scriptures have the secrets of the Grail within these lost pages? Were they written and then stolen or destroyed? Or was the poet killed during the process of writing the story of the Grail? Interestingly enough, this first poem of the Grail has no mention of Jesus Christ. It wasn't until the Grail appeared again in Robert de Boron's poem, It wasn't until the Grail appeared again in Robert de Boron's poem verse thingy, Joseph d'Arimathie, a few years after the original poem. In Robert de Boron's version,
Is that in the Bible or something?
Yeah, I think Robert de Boron is one of the people credited for writing the Bible.
Like verses in the Bible? Or is it verses in something else?
No, I think he was like the ghostwriter
For the Bible.
Sick. So pretty much uncredited.
Mm-hmm.
In Robert de Boron's version, he links the cup or chalice to Jesus, claiming that this device was used in the Last Supper and to collect Jesus' blood while on the cross. So does that mean that Joseph of Arimathea just like straight up jacked some of the cups from the restaurant that they had the Last Supper at?
I guess so, yeah.
What a dick.
And why would he capture the blood?
He's kinky.
Creepy?
Yeah, a little creepy. I mean, maybe he was into black metal. Another interesting thing Matthias Cooper cared a lot about was that in these verses by Bob de Boron, he never calls it a cup, but a chalice.
Well, a chalice is just something that can hold liquid.
Oh, it could be a
bowl, a cup, or...
I believe that the Holy Grail was Jesus' codpiece. God damn it.
Really? Why?
Well, I'll tell you why. The Last Supper was a fucking banger. It would make sense that Jesus would whip out his codpiece and drink from it. Because that's what the Son of God would do at a party.
Fuck yeah.
Obviously.
He's like a shitty rich kid's son. Of course he would do that. I'm with you on this. I like this idea.
Well, he was...
They were just fucking partying all the time.
He was rich in the kingdom of heaven. He wasn't rich on earth.
He's rich everywhere.
From this point on, the Holy Grail starts appearing in many different works of art and texts. In some, it keeps its religious roots and links to that party animal we all know and love, Jesus Christ. But in other arts, it becomes sexually entangled in King Arthur's quests.
Really? That's so interesting.
I really like the way that I wrote this particular sentence. For example, i.e., Monty Python and the Holy Grail, period, i.e., Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Just sprinkling all that punctuation in there for good measure.
Just for you. I mean, I didn't write this.
Using punctuation like it's salt and pepper. The following are the words of King Arthur himself. I kind of doubt that they are, but let's find out. All right, The following are the words of King Arthur himself. The knight once made a promise to find the Holy Grail. An oath to God now binds him to search till he is frail. The task is simple, says I the king. Find the chalice, codpiece, of our Lord. Find the one he drank from last. Swear to me and to the sword. For no one you can trust, not man, not woman, not beast. This, points to his sword, this you can trust. And
nice.
so the way that I picture that is he's not actually pointing to like his broadsword that he's carrying around.
His boner
He's
sword.
pointing to his crotch.
Yeah.
Sir Galahad was said to have had visions of the Holy Grail after a wager with King Arthur. Is that actually...
It's real...
Okay, I'm assuming...
It's the actual knight that found it.
I'm assuming that the...
Right?
What, King Arthur?
Sir Galahad.
Oh, sir, what about him?
He's the actual knight that actually found the Grail at some point.
Did he actually find it? I haven't gone through the whole Arthurian legend since I was like 16.
I think so.
Okay, slightly breaking character, but that poem, I'm assuming that obviously the stuff in parentheses was added, but the rest of it, where did that come from? It
was an actual quote of his. I just added codpiece, and the end is from Conan.
Pointing this. Yeah. Oh, it's part of the Riddle of Steel?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
But the first half was apparently either from him or from somebody that saw him give the quest to well,
that's got to be from one of the poems or something about King Arthur, because there's no actual like concrete historic evidence.
No, none of it's concrete. No, I think it's all made up, all of it. But
well, I mean, honestly, a lot of the information that we have about history is made up or embellished, slightly.
Yeah, I don't even
fabricated.
think Jesus is real at all.
The only physical, as far as I know, the only actual historic evidence that anyone's been able to find is there was a carving that mentions Pontius Pilate, which is the guy who sentenced Jesus to death, just to please the Jews.
Holloway was saying some shit about how at that time the Romans were really good at keeping track of everything and writing everything down.
Yeah, that's what makes it surprising that there's almost because you can find a lot
unless they
petty criminals. Jesus was the very first person ever be canceled.
Yeah, like
the Romans
the story's written by
Jesus.
the winner or whatever. So maybe they were like, he's too influential. Let's burn every article or book that was written about him.
I mean, it could be, but there's still going to be the sticklers that want to document everything.
Yeah.
Or there's
they
going to
kept
be
the story going through.
There's going to be the guy that's
mouth,
super
right?
proud to be the one that killed him and puts that in his journal.
Yeah. What was his name?
Well,
Bobadilla?
the
Baron?
You're thinking of the story about Christopher Columbus.
Oh.
But yeah, the Romans were sticklers for writing shit down. So
you would think there'd be something about him.
I would think that there'd be more than just the mention of Pontius Pilate I think it's like carved into a staircase or some shit like that. So Sir Galahad was said to have had visions of the Holy Grail after a wager with King Arthur. Sir Galahad is a poem written by Alfred Tennyson, first Baron Tennyson the Great in 1842. After Jesus bit the bucket, I think I meant to write kick the bucket. After Jesus bit the bucket, his bro Joseph began traveling to Earth, just like Kwai Chang Kang from Kung Fu, the legend continues.
That was a good show. Did you watch that show?
Was that...
That's the Kill Bill guy.
David Carradine?
Yeah. Remember he had that TV show where he just wanders the earth and helps people?
I thought that was just called Kung Fu.
That's the full name. Kung Fu, the journey continues.
Oh, okay. I didn't know the last name. I just knew the first name. Because me and Kung Fu are on a first-name basis. We're bros. So his bro Joseph began traveling the earth just like Kwai Chang Kang from Kung Fu, the legend continues, spreading lies or truths that he had a magical cup that grants eternal life. Mm-hmm. I dare say they were lies.
I dare say.
These rumors spread eventually to King Arthur's court, thus sending King Arthur and all of his knights on a bunch of wacky bullshit quests.
How drunk were you when you wrote this?
I was so drunk that I don't even remember writing any of it. Okay, well, here is what the realists believe. The Holy Grail is a wooden cup that Jesus maybe drank from, and it's most likely sitting in a rubbish heap somewhere under Jerusalem. Most likely just shadows and dust now. Jesus and his disciples borrowed a room for the Passover feast. The cups were probably provided by the venue. They were probably reused until they wore out or broke, and then thrown into the rubbish heap. End of story. That seems...
Sounds about right to me.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
If he even existed.
Yeah, like what were they at like a ancient version of a Ruth's Chris where they're fucking like passing around a golden chalice with gems all over it and shit? It's more likely that it would be made out of clay or... Yeah,
they were at like a bullshit pub where they rented out the VIP room.
So I mean, even in that case, if they're at some shitty little pub, they probably are. We're all sharing the same cup.
Yeah, and getting shit. Well, they had more than one, I think. They
so
probably had
more than
few.
One Holy Grail.
Well, I don't know. He only had one that he drank out of, though.
Oh, because Jesus was a bit of a germaphobe.
Dude, and there was a lot of people partying there, Coop. He wasn't by himself. There was a painter there that made that painting there when he was there.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Surprising that it lasted this long.
Yeah.
The majority of historians believe that the Grail originated in Celtic mythology. Ancient Celtic manuscriptures, billions and billions of years old, tell tales of drinking horns and cauldrons that never run empty. I didn't realize that Celtic culture was older than Earth itself. God, they're strong people.
I'm going to do a lot of fact-checking after this, Coop. I think you're lying to us.
I think everybody should do a whole lot of fact-checking after listening to this episode. Another theory is that the Grail is much older than even Celtic partying. According to this possible theory, the Grail originated with the ancient Scythian party boys of the 3rd century BCE. A story describing a cup of sovereignty which fell from heaven and can judge the merits of men. I.e., I really liked using I.e. in this episode for some reason. I.e., never run out of booze.
I think it's just the idea of a magical cup that doesn't run out of alcohol.
I would think
I think everyone is obsessed about.
Anybody would want that.
Anytime you run out of a drink, you're like, fuck, I wish this just lasted forever.
Yeah.
So I think just like human mind will come up with the Holy Grail in your culture, in every culture. There's probably some weird version of it or stories of it or...
Yeah, that makes sense because I think
even codpiece or chalice or everything.
I don't think it's going to be somebody's athletic cup that they want to drink unlimited booze out of. I'm pretty sure it would just be a normal cup. Well, hey, I don't want to kink shame though. To each their own.
There's like that guy in UFC who drinks it out of his shoe after every time he wins.
Yeah, and that's still fucking weird.
It's disgusting.
Yeah,
but
he drinks out of his own shoe.
No, anyone in the audience will throw him a shoe and he'll just pour a beer in it and slam it.
So he's got athlete's foot in his mouth?
Oh, yeah. And he'll do it more than once on his way out. People will be like, come on, with their shoes, and he just grabs them and slams them.
That's fucking gross.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. So there could be Holy Grails in the past that were shoes, cod pieces, anything.
Yeah, well, you know...
it was called a cauldron in something I read, like one of the King Arthur stories. It was a cauldron that never ran out of food.
What, they just got a bunch of, like... pizza pockets sitting in a cauldron?
It never runs out. Yeah, if you take one out, the food just keeps appearing.
Okay, that's a legend
like
I can get behind. An unlimited cauldron filled with hot
pizza
pockets. Or pizza pockets. All right. Even though the evidence proves that magic cups don't exist, scientists and scholars still want to believe in the Holy Grail.
Scientists and scholars still want to believe that you could drink on a ghost bed. That's not a very good transition.
No, that wasn't a very good transition.
Do we have ads?
Our first sponsor is actually Simply Safe.
Oh.
But you know what? If you have a cup that has endless amounts of booze in it, you're going to have a lot of people trying to steal it from you. And Simply Safe will help keep your endless booze cup safe. Everyone knows that we love the break-in protection that Simply Safe home security systems give us. But it's not always outside forces that you need Simply Safe's protection from.
You need to protect the Holy Grail.
Consider Amy a Simply Safe customer and chronic sleepwalker who lives near a 4-lane highway. Got a little too drunk, drinking out of the endless booze cup one night, passed out and did a little sleepwalking, which I've done before. One night a few months ago, she walked out of her bedroom and continued right out the front door. That is a dangerous situation. She could have been headed for big trouble in Little China.
Good movie.
Great fucking movie.
Somebody in the chat actually said that they use it for her grandma or something, and they know whenever she leaves and comes home, or there was something that was similar to this story, just to like, she knows that her grandma's still alive because she's walking through the house or something.
Well, fuck, go over and visit her, you fucking monster.
If your grandma's a bitch, you just keep the Simply Safe system.
The only way you keep track of how your grandmother is still alive or dead is whether or not the alarm's going off her house.
You put one of the sensors in her doorway of her bedroom, so oh cool, now I don't have to go over. She's still alive.
Then as soon as the alarm goes off, you're like, oh, gotta send the cops over there to shove her back inside and lock the door.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe she's a monster. Maybe they're protecting us from the grandma.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Grandmas are mean sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes they are. Mine was pretty nice. Just nagged a lot.
Mine was cool
Like
too, but she was stuck in her old ways, and she smoked cigarettes inside.
Said the N-word a lot.
No, she didn't. That was the grandma on my other side of the family did, but
that
not
was
Grandma Nuts.
That was the grandma that said the N-word all the time.
Yeah, she's on the Mexican side.
Well, luckily, as Amy walked out of her house, the Simply Safe entry sensor on her front door triggered the 95 decibel siren in the base station. It was so loud, it woke her up before she wandered into the street or some other trouble. Seconds later, Amy even got a call from Simply Safe checking to make sure that everything was okay. Which is more than that person is doing for their own fucking grandma.
Yeah, true.
I mean, seriously, they could just be... Okay, it would be one thing if they had the Simply Safe there to keep grandma safe, but they're just using it to keep track of whether or not she's still mobile.
The story wrong.
I hope so.
Something like that. It was a way where she knew something like that. I don't remember.
Okay, I hope that's the case.
They're probably in the chat right now correcting me.
Simply Safe cares more about this person's grandma than that person does, because they'll actually call to check and make sure they're okay. Amy was a little groggy, but she was fine. Amy actually says that on that sleepy night, Simply Safe saved her life. Protecting people in ways that they never could have imagined is just one of the many reasons that more than 4 million people use and love Simply Safe. One of the other reasons is apparently so you don't have to visit your own fucking grandma.
That's a good idea.
What, just use that to keep track of whether or not...
I mean, you could put one in each place.
If you care that little... Do you just want to know if they died so you can start collecting the life insurance or your inheritance?
Let's say you play World of Warcraft and you have a son or a daughter, and you're in a raid.
Okay, so that I can tell you is not true, because if you're playing World of Warcraft, you are not getting any sex.
Well,
I know from experience.
My sister's man plays World of Warcraft, and they have a daughter.
Did he start after?
No.
Oh, your sister's got some low standards.
She's a nerd too, so. But yeah, if they had Simply Safe, I should tell them to get it, because they could just play video games and not pay attention to their kid, and if their kid starts to wander out the front door, they'll know.
Now, see, that's something that I can get behind, because you owe a little something to your grandparents, because if it weren't for them, you wouldn't be in this world. You don't owe your kid shit.
There you go.
Kid's not doing any work. Kid hasn't done anything for you. They're little leeches.
Yeah, so you could use Simply Safe as a babysitter.
Simply Safe is their new mother now. Yeah. You can customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafe.com/icon. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring. Go to simplysafe.com/icon. I still think they need a good tagline like Ghostbed has. Sleep so good it's scary.
Well, you had to come up with one for them. Start saying it.
I'll think of something. I did think of a new tagline for Ghostbed after I woke up this morning and realized that I hadn't woken up once during the entire night. It's Ghostbed. Sleep like you're dead. Because that's what happened to me. Speaking of dying, if you're going to die, you should probably have a good life insurance policy. That's where Policy Genius comes in. If someone relies on you financially, whether it's a child, a parent, a business partner, or maybe just a roommate that hasn't quite gotten their shit together and you got to take care of them and you don't want to leave them on their own after you end up finally punching your own ticket. Well, no, I don't think life insurance policies pay out in those situations. So I guess that's not a good example.
Right? If you put your roommate on your...
Well, we can't, if you're going to encourage any form of insurance fraud, we can't endorse that.
Oh, you can't just call them and ask them, like, hey, I want to put my roommate on my insurance, I'll pay more?
For a life insurance policy, I mean, I'm sure you could get a life insurance policy for your roommate.
You have to marry him.
Do you?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Well, we'll look into it. We'll give the people at Policy Genius a call and see if they know, which I'm sure they do because they've got a bunch of experts over there. Life insurance gives you peace of mind that they have a financial cushion if something happens to you. Typically, life insurance gets more expensive as you age, so it's smart to get a policy sooner rather than later. And I'm talking like 12 years old, you need to get yourself a life insurance policy, especially with the recent events that have been happening.
Oh, shit.
By making it easier to compare your options from top companies, Policy Genius can help you make sure you're not paying a cent more than you have to for the coverage that you need. Having life insurance through your job may not be enough, because most people need up to 10 times more coverage to properly provide for their families. And that's a situation that we went through after my dad died. The life insurance payout that we got didn't last as long as we were hoping it did.
Yeah. And they probably fucked with you. You thought it would last a certain amount, and it didn't. And
well, we thought... I mean, I was fairly young when it happened, so I don't know the complete details, but we thought that we were going to be...
animals?
No, that's when I had to stop killing animals because my mom couldn't afford to bail me out of jail anymore. Whether you're graduating from school, planning a wedding, welcoming a baby, or switching jobs, now is the time to protect your family's finances. So here's how it works. Policy Genius is your one-stop shop to find the insurance you need at the right price. Click the link in the description or head to policygenius.com/icono, that's ICONO, to get started. In minutes, you can compare personalized quotes from top companies to find your lowest price. You could save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policy Genius. The licensed agents at Policy Genius are on hand through the entire process to help you understand your options and make decisions with confidence. Oh, I wonder if they can help me make any other decisions with confidence, because holy shit, I have a hard time with that.
They're experts, so I'm sure they can.
I might just start giving them a call, being like, hey, can I send you some pictures, and can you tell me where I should, like, hang this poster in my apartment?
Which color correction do you like?
Yeah. The Policy Genius team works for you, not the insurance companies. Shit, if they worked for me, I could have asked them to help me move that furniture yesterday, and then it would have been one of them.
And if I were you,
face
and you were
planning,
me,
yeah.
I'd use your body to get to the top.
You can't stop me no matter who you are. Ace Ventura 2 is a great movie. Mm-hmm. So Policy Genius doesn't add on extra fees. They don't sell your info to third parties, and they have thousands of 5-star reviews across Google and Trustpilot. Policy Genius has options that offer coverage in as little as a week and avoid unnecessary medical exams. Which that's good, because I don't need somebody else pointing out the fact that I was born with an undescended testicle. I have 2, Joel. We've been over this before.
Prove
it. You know what? Policy Genius wouldn't ask those types of questions, so they're a better friend to me than you are. Since 2014, Policy Genius has helped over 30 million people shop for insurance and placed over $150 billion in coverage. That's a lot of freaking money. Head to policygenius.com/icono to get your free life insurance quote and see how much you could save. Head to policygenius.com/ICONO to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much that they are going to save you. Okay, so where did we leave off?
No Ghostbed ad? We did it.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of endorse Ghostbed on every single episode. Go to ghostbed.com/drinkingbros. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I seriously cannot recommend Ghostbed enough. I am looking forward to getting home just so I can go and lay down. I think I am going to start doing the show from bed.
Yeah, I'm worried about that. You're going to get just, what's it called when you lay in bed, like in the hospital, when you're in the hospital for like a year without moving?
Well, I don't need to worry about...
Get butt rot and stuff?
Bed sores.
Yeah.
Butt rot. Well, I mean, butt rot would come along with it. But yeah, I don't think that my muscles can atrophy any more than they already have, so I'm good.
I can't believe you fell carrying that shit in.
All right. Well, I mean, I can. I'm surprised that was the only time that I fell yesterday.
I'm surprised you went for it and carried that whole thing.
All right. Even though the evidence proves that magic cups don't exist, scientists and scholars still want to believe in the Holy Grail. It's a reason to live, a reason to explore. That's actually a really good point. You gotta believe in some sort of magic in life, or else things just get boring. Mm-hmm. Or else you end up like me, where nothing's exciting.
Well, you believe in the Holy Grail.
No, I don't. I mean, I do. That's why
you want to.
That's why I wrote this episode this way.
Yeah, you want to.
Maybe the cup doesn't have magical powers, but it still would be cool to find the cup that people believed had superpowers. One man believed until the end of his life. Born on December 12th, 1872, a professor of medieval literature with a degree from the University of Oxford in 1899. Was... God, yeah,
you must have been really drunk.
Yeah, I should have double-checked my punctuation. A professor of medieval literature with degree from the University of Oxford in 1899 was considered rather strict. His son was quoted saying, and I quote, "The professor the students hope they don't get."
Sounds like an asshole.
A very driven man, he was fascinated by the Holy Grail. He is presumably of Christian beliefs, although his denomination is unclear. He spent his whole life researching and studying everything about the Holy Grail. Basically, when he wasn't teaching, he was doing Holy Grail stuff. He would call it a hobby, but it was more of an obsession. His obsession made parenting difficult. Losing his wife to influenza, he had to raise his son, Henry, on his own. Oh, so he named his son after himself.
Yeah.
His obsession with the Grail was so intense he neglected his son, spending days away traveling and writing in his Grail diary. It was a journal. I should have wrote journal instead of diary. Professor Henry Sr. claims this was a way of teaching his son self-reliance, but his son Henry Jr. felt that his father simply cared more about his intellectual pursuits, the Grail, than about his own son. Saying, and I quote, "What you taught me was that I was less important to you than some people who'd been dead for 500 years in another country." His son isn't all that brushed up on history because if he's talking about King Arthur, no, that's still, I don't think that math still works out.
Maybe he just means in general, caring more about history.
Okay, yeah, true.
Than his own son.
Further deteriorating their father-son relationship, Henry Jr. joined the Belgian army for World War I in 1916 against his father's consent. Henry Sr. was hired by a very rich man, Walter Donovan, for his expertise in the Holy Grail. Little is known what really happened on this expedition, but Henry's diary was stolen by Nazis who were also searching for the Holy Grail. Henry Jr. went searching for him, and they both seemed to disappear for quite some time. Neither one of them told their stories of what happened with the diary. Dr. Henry Jones Sr. denies ever being hired by Nazis and claims that he destroyed his own diary for fear of it landing in the wrong hands ever again.
Fuck.
How much information was lost in that man's diary? How far
Probably
did he
a
get? It was priceless. It was like the second burning of the Library of Alexandria. How close was he to finding the Grail? What was his connection with the Nazis? I really wish I could get my hands on that doctor's diary.
Really? Why? Hold on. I might have something for you, since you love the diary so much. Hold on.
Jesus.
I got it.
Did you find another historic document?
Yeah.
It's been a long time since...
I found it. I haven't opened it yet. I had it mailed to me from one of my guys. Open it.
Holy shit, how much...
Pull those out of there and get that out of there.
How much time did you put into this?
What do you mean?
What the hell?
Explain to the audio listeners what you're looking at.
Okay, so I am looking at a stack of documents, including newspaper clippings, dearth of material, and heavy schedules, dim football hopes. I don't know what this...
Go to the... Get the book. Is the book actually in it? Because the guy who got this might have died.
He died in the process of...
What's it saying? Yeah. It's mailed, see? It got mailed just like that.
Oh, wow, yeah. It's got stamps and everything. It's from Professor Indiana Jones, Barnett College, Hamilton Hall, Grove Avenue, Fairfield, New York. I can't believe how official this looks. I wouldn't think that he'd even have the time.
Oh, fuck.
Holy shit. He really put a lot of work into this.
It's the real thing. It's his diary, dude.
This is the actual diary from Dr. Henry. Well, this is from Henry Jones Sr., isn't it?
Yeah. What do you see? It's the actual his sketches, his drawings, everything.
I don't know. He writes in cursive like he is a doctor because I can't read any of this shit. Okay. Oh, there's Jesus on the cross. Artifact report. I think that we're just going to have to post some pictures of this on the Iconoblast Instagram account because holy shit, this is a lot of stuff.
It's his diary, dude. I think together, if we team up and read through this, we can get the Grail.
Is that him there?
That's the professor, yeah, and his son.
Henry Jones Jr.
One of the only photos of them together. Penitent man.
Is this his son?
It looks weird. That looks like that actor, but that must be his son. They must look a lot alike.
It looks a surprising amount like Han Solo wearing a business suit. Oh, there's some camel bucks in here too.
Yeah.
Why would there be camel cash in?
Whoever had this after them, you know.
Maybe depending on what country you're traveling through, camel cash is the only form of currency that they accept. Yeah, holy shit!
I'm excited too because I haven't fucking opened it yet.
There is a lot of stuff in here. Ooh, what does this say? Rules of this tavern: 4 pence a night for bed, 6 pence with supper, no more than 5 to sleep in one bed. Boring. No boots to be worn in bed. Organ grinders to sleep in the wash house. They're not talking about the organ grinder like the organ grinder in Oregon, where it's just some dude playing an organ while they spray bubbles all over the place.
Look, the third part is the path of God. So I think if we read this, we can get the Grail ourselves.
That is... How could we be the first ones that could actually find the Grail?
We should try it.
When this diary has been around since the 1800s, and nobody has been able to use it. It's in surprisingly good condition. Looks almost brand new.
Do you want to see it?
No razor grinders or tinkers taken in. No beer allowed in the kitchen. And no dogs allowed upstairs. This tavern is bullshit. What the hell?
Dude, we got it. We have the fucking...
I can't
The
believe
Diary of Dr. Henry Jones in his quest for the Holy Grail.
I can't believe you were able to get your hands on this. And that was just a portion of the stuff that was in that package.
Yeah.
Which was secured with elastic.
Well, it wasn't like in a time capsule.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was going to say, this looks like modern elastic. It doesn't look like 1800s elastic.
Yeah, one of my guys was able to track it down and send it to me.
Here, and here's some twine for you also.
It was a German guy, so I think the Nazis have had it for quite some time.
You bought Nazi merch?
Didn't say anything about buying.
Oh,
Stole
okay.
it.
Yeah, you can steal from the Nazis. You just don't buy anything from them.
Stole it. That's pretty fucking
right,
cool,
so,
though, right?
Yeah, that is really fucking cool.
Now, do you see why I randomly just wrote a whole episode real quick? Because I was so excited for you to open that. That's
yeah, I can see why you did. How much information was lost in that man's diary? How far did he get? How close was he to finding the Grail? What was his connection with the Nazis? I really wish I could get my hands on that doctor's diary. See, that's so crazy that I was even writing this in the notes.
And then you got it.
And you just happened to get the diary before we recorded this episode.
Weird things happen in life.
That is serendipity at its best. Dr. Henry Jones Sr. died in 1951. His son, Dr. Henry Jones Jr., lives on, and a shitty... His son, Dr. Henry Jones Jr., lives on, and a shitty director by the name of Steven Spielberg... Steven Spielberg made some shitty movies about him.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, the famous Henry Jones movies by Steven Spielberg. And that is the conclusion of our Holy Grail episode.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't pick on you that much.
No, it didn't seem like you picked on me at all on that one.
Just the codpiece stuff. And making you pretend like you believe in religion and the Holy Grail and wanting the diaries. All that's just out of character.
I mean, if something like that was real, I'd definitely want to get my hands on it. Not as much as I want to get my hands on it.
What are you talking about? It's real.
Oh, I mean, sorry.
I just got it.
Sorry, it is real.
You saying that's fake?
That fulfilled one of my life's goals.
It's a real book with real pictures and images in it, and maps and shit where the Holy Grail could be.
Okay,
It's not magical.
I can break character now, right?
Yeah.
Since we're out of the note. Where did you get that? Like,
It costs a shit ton.
It looks like it would have.
Yeah. There's just a guy that's obsessed with the movies, and he fucking takes the time to
And
make
he does
those.
recreations. What's all the stuff that was strapped to the outside? So for the
this
people...
all just came with it, actually how it is. This is how it comes in the mail and everything.
So for the people that are just listening and not watching us on the Drinking Bros History YouTube channel, which you should be, Drinking Bros History YouTube channel. So it was a recreation of the diary from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Mm-hmm.
But it had a bunch
Every
of...
page has shit printed on it.
Every page has stuff
and it's a
printed
full,
on
it's
it.
thick.
And it has a bunch of like newspaper clippings and flyers.
Yeah,
and
it's all
this
shit that relates to the film. It's maps of the places they were in real life. It's like this one right here. Look, this is the Indiana Jones theme written down.
It's just the music for the
From the
Indiana
Temple of
Jones
Doom.
theme.
Yeah. Each thing has some weird connection to it. Like all the printouts. Well, there's photos in it, and the photos are actually, you can find them in the movies, like, you know, like in the background or on a shelf. It's dorky movie shit, dude. I'm a dorky movie guy. So yeah, I was really excited.
That is pretty fucking awesome, though.
Yeah, I sat and stared at it for a long time.
Masturbated.
Yeah, and I keep it visual. I put it back in the package, and I keep it visually in my peripherals at all times.
It's always in your line of sight.
Yeah, I was obsessed with those movies when I was a kid so much that I kept the quote that Indy says about Brody. You know, I can't remember it right now, but I wrote the quote down on a piece of paper, folded it up real small, and then wrote the logo of the people that defend the Holy Grail. They all have the tattoo on their chest.
The Knights Templar, isn't it?
No, that's the dude at the end. But there's like a like a gang that protects the Grail. They've been protecting it forever.
MS-13.
That's what it is. Yeah, but I drew his tattoo on that piece of paper, and I kept it in my wallet for like 20 years. And now I actually have
kept that in your wallet for half of your life.
Yeah.
That.
And I got something else too.
Oh God, what is it?
So back in character, ready?
Yes.
I got something to tell you.
What?
I used the diary.
Did you find the fucking Grail?
I found the Grail.
Holy shit, this is just going to be a jockstrap, isn't it? Wow. It's the Holy Grail. Holy shit.
There it is, Coop.
Oh, it's heavier than I was expecting.
Jesus was buff, remember?
Yeah, Jesus must have been jacked. Is this... What is this, mahogany?
Hold on, we got to do this right. You want to live forever? See the seltzer here.
Oh, dude. I've seen how you... I have to drink out of this?
Yeah. You know I've been drinking out of it a lot.
That was one of my primary fears. The other one is Jesus menstruated into this cup.
I haven't done that part yet.
Okay, good.
The Czech Spice hasn't had her period yet since I got that.
Oh wait, that's might want
coming up.
Okay, otherwise you might want to get a pregnancy test. I got
It is eternal life.
If this
penitent man.
Wait, eternal life? You know I don't want that.
Penitent man will pass. I need you to live.
All
penitent man will pass. Penitent man. Yeah, you just drank from the Holy Grail, dude.
I guess I didn't choose poorly.
Oh yeah, he chose poorly. Okay, is this yours? Yeah, I'll do it too. Yeah.
We're the first people in
Cheers.
thousands of years to not only drink out of the Holy Grail, but to drink hard AF seltzer out of the Holy Grail.
Right.
So I'm sure Jesus was a hard AF fan also.
Oh. Yeah. He drank wine, didn't he?
I don't know.
Now we live forever.
Did you wash that after you got it? Or ever?
No, you can't wash it. You'll ruin the ancient artifacts.
I don't think it's going to ruin it if you just, disinfect it or something.
Is?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to wash it. Are you insane?
They had like leprosy and cholera and...
We don't get that stuff anymore.
No, they're both still around.
We're fine.
Smallpox.
Maybe living forever means it kills you and you get to go live somewhere else forever.
I don't want that either.
What do you want? God.
Just a nice long nap.
You want whatever you can't have all the time.
Never happy with anything.
You're like a woman. Let's get out of here.
How dare you? Yeah, I got a bunch of writing to finish tonight. So that's it for this episode of the Iconoblast Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Iconoblast Podcast. You can follow me at Coop Nukem. You can follow Joel at Joel R. Benner.
Was that our dumbest episode?
What's going on with your...
I just squished my eyes together.
Oh, okay. That was weird because it was like your lower eyelid got stuck underneath your eyeball.
I felt it peeling off.
It freaked me out.
That was our dumbest episode, I think. What do you guys think? That was our worst one.
Well, mine hasn't come out yet. So.
Until tonight, yeah.
Okay, thank God. At least we'll have that one out before this one comes out. No, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Okay.
Well, I'm
embarrassed now. I think I revealed too much that I'm a super nerd.
Literally everybody who listens to this show knows that you're a super nerd.
I'm setting up movie
nerd.
toys literally in my frame.
You have toys behind you during every episode.
Okay, fine.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. You got to have hobbies. Just do what you enjoy. Who gives a shit if people think it's nerdy?
I try not to care what anybody thinks. It's hard, though, sometimes. Especially when you got the Holy Grail and the fucking diary.
Dude, now, what the fuck's anybody going to say to you? You can
It's
just be
going
like,
on the set for sure.
I got the Holy Grail.
You know how long
that's a big
I've
flex.
been keeping this around for a while. I want it on the
How
set.
long have you had it?
I got the Grail first. I've had it for like 3 months.
You've had that fucking thing for 3 months without saying anything about it?
Yeah, and then I got because I was waiting for that damn book to show up. And then as soon as the book showed up, I got so excited I wrote the episode, and then I couldn't tell you. You know how hard it is. You know me. I have to tell you. I can't hide any surprises.
You had this planned for 3 months?
Well, no, not till the book showed up. The book inspired. When it came in the mail and it was actually legit, I was like, oh, fuck. I have to, like... Oh, it's like one of the things. It's like our ongoing thing where I find shit. So I wrote the whole thing. And the whole time I wanted to show you the book, just to show you as a friend. Like, dude, look how fucking authentic
the
this
book's fucking awesome.
book is. And then now we have this shitty episode.
Yeah, well, I don't feel like I was on my best performance today because I was already tired, and then I had to go and reset everything. And we're not recording in our room, which is like the biggest thing that fucking throws me off because I don't like change. I don't like change.
Yeah.
We had to make changes, and I don't like it. But anyway, that's it for this episode. You can join us next week where... is the Mayhem episode going to be...
It should be.
...ready by then? Because we also have an episode about Egypt planned where we actually have an ancient Egyptian that's going to be joining us.
Fuck yeah.
So that should be an interesting one. So yeah, I'm not sure what is actually going to be coming out next week yet.
Whatever we can write
We're
next.
also going through the process of moving to the new studio location, which is really going to throw a monkey wrench in the gears.
Yeah.
So
worst case, we just redo episode 1 because that's my least favorite episode we've ever done. Except, we'll see how this one goes.
Well, we'll just start doing what Hollywood does, and we'll go back. So we've got, 80...
Just start over.
83, 84 episodes now, something like that.
Yeah.
So we'll just go back to number 1, remake that episode, and then once we get back to current episodes, we'll just go back and start remaking the old episodes again. Okay. So all of the topics that you already heard on Iconoblast... Get used to those being
we'll have new perspectives.
Just ran into the ground. We're going to keep beating that dead horse for as long as we can.
Let's not do that.
No, we're not actually going to do that. I would get fucking bored. I get bored so goddamn easily.
I do want to go back to Christopher Columbus, though.
I do want to finish that story, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll get back around to that at some point.
And we should do some bonus episodes on Caesar, because the people keep asking.
That is literally... the number one request that I get from people is to continue the story of Caesar.
Let's just do it. We'll just do it
so
as an extra.
We would be picking up with the... I think that we would be picking up with Caesar returning from Gaul and becoming a time wizard.
What?
Caesar was a time wizard.
Did he have the Holy Grail?
No, he was...
How did he live forever?
He was pre-Jesus. Oh, he didn't.
But the Grail is apparently pre-Jesus. According to the Celtics.
Well, that's just an unending...
They had their own...
unending cup of booze. And you can't trust the Celts.
Yeah, fuck them. All right, let's get out of here, dude.
See everybody next week. That's it for this episode. My name is Matt Cooper. That's Joel R. Benner, and we're reminding you to never take anything at face value.
You said Joel R. Benner again. Fuck you.
But that's your name.
Just call me Joel, man.
Okay, that's Joel.
Call me Dr. Jones. Dr. Jones.
Drink.
Oh, yeah. That was the only one. It's at the end. I'll do it.
We've gotten way too...
We're getting soft.
We're way too culturally sensitive.